What's up, Avery?
So,
I want to hear this Jesus creator argument you got going on that you got from Self.
Silva's a master, man.
So what is it?
Is that you have two creators of life in Islam.
We have two creators of life.
hmm
So I thought you said it was two creators.
Yeah, that's what a creator is, right?
So he created from nothing?
Allah didn't create everything from nothing.
And wait, can Allah create from nothing?
Sure,
Okay, has Jesus created from nothing?
it doesn't show that he did, but it doesn't mean
But
that he can't. So,
do we have an example of him created from nothing?
not necessarily.
Okay, whenever Allah created in the
That's just
Quran,
an argument from silence, though.
whenever Allah, yeah, but whenever Allah created in the Quran, did he ever need anyone's permission?
It doesn't have to do any needing permission.
But did he? Did he need anyone's permission in the Quran?
It has nothing to do with needing permission. It's either
But
you create life or you don't.
no, it's a question, man. I'm saying,
I know it's either
did he need permission?
does having permission change the action that you've performed?
That's relevant. I'm
No, no,
asking, right?
it is
You're trying to equate the two creators, right?
I'm not equating anything. All I said
You
was that
did.
the only thing I said, my brother, is that you have two creators in Islam.
We have more
That's
than two
all.
creators in Islam. We have a bunch of
Okay.
creators.
Okay, cool.
Moses,
So you have,
when the stick
multiple
turned into a
creators, right?
snake,
Uh-huh.
when the staff turned into a serpent, was that creation?
Did Moses do that?
I'm asking. He threw the stick, right?
Did Moses create it? Did
Wait.
Moses turn it into a snake?
Did Allah come down to earth and turn into a snake?
Does he have to do that?
I'm asking you. Who turned the staff into a snake?
Allah did.
Through who?
He didn't do it through any. He just did it.
So did Allah come down to earth
He doesn't
and
have
throw the
to.
stick?
Does he
I'm
have
asking
to?
who threw the
Did he
stick?
come down to earth to create Adam?
He didn't have to,
Okay,
but it
exactly.
was on
So
earth.
what is this?
Adam wasn't created on earth.
Oh, that's right. He was created in paradise, right? Did Allah have to come
Okay,
down to paradise to create Adam?
I'm asking. He created with his hands.
Did he
I
come
said in
down
the
to
Quran.
paradise?
I'm asking. Does Jesus create like Allah?
Did Allah come down to paradise to create Adam?
Allah's in the heavens. Above the heavens? What are you talking
I
about?
know. When he created Adam, did he come down to paradise and create him there?
Was it through an agent or himself? I'm asking you. It doesn't matter if he came down or
It
didn't.
says
Did
that
he do it
Allah
himself
created him with his own. You mentioned you
with his own hands,
Salam,
right?
exactly. You
So
mentioned this.
who
Did
threw the stick?
Allah, Salam, please.
Now you're just
Did
running from the
Allah or did
argument.
he not? Did Allah come down to the garden, come down to paradise, and create Adam?
I don't know if he came down to paradise or however you want to descend or whatever the case. That's
You don't
regardless
you
of what
don't
we're
know if he
talking
did
about,
or
right?
not?
It's regardless of what we're talking about, right?
Well, no, it is.
Did
It matters
Allah
because you're
create
asking me.
Adam? Did okay?
Okay,
Did
so
no
we
no?
don't know. We don't
Because
know
I'm
then.
asking you
I know, Salam,
in
Salam,
the
slow
example of
down,
Moses.
bro.
In the
Slow
example of
down.
Moses, who threw the
Slow
stick?
down. I'm trying to answer you. So, in the same way that you don't know if Allah came down to the Garden of Eden to
No,
create Adam or
I
not,
don't know.
the Quran,
I don't know.
we also don't
Yeah,
know if Allah came
yeah.
down and turned that staff into a snake or whether he did it from the heavens. We don't know.
No, we do know. We do know that.
Oh,
We
really?
do know
Well,
he didn't come
okay.
down and do that. Yeah, it's
How
earth.
do we
Yeah, we
know?
do know that. What
How
are you
do we
talking
know?
about? What
How
do
do
you
we know?
mean?
How do we know?
Go find the Muslim that'll tell you Allah came down to earth to turn that stick into a snake. What are you
Wait,
talking about right now?
wait.
Who threw the stick? Who did the action of throwing the stick? I'm asking you, right? Who did the
Hold on.
action?
Hold on. You told me to ask a Muslim. I'm asking a
I said,
Muslim.
ask any Muslim if Allah can come down to earth.
Can he?
If Allah come down to earth, no, Allah doesn't with His majesty. What do you mean? Like, you think earth can contain Allah?
But your
Come on,
Quran says
man.
that he came to earth. So he showed himself to the mountain.
He said he came down to earth. Come on, man.
Yes.
Stick on the argument, man. Stick on the argument,
I mean,
right?
I'm trying to.
Did
I gotta show.
I'm asking
I gotta
one
show
second.
you
I'm
this
asking
stuff,
you. You're
bro.
trying to equate.
The
You're
Quran
trying
says
to
that
say,
Allah came to earth and showed himself to the mountain, man.
listen.
Okay.
You're saying that Jesus creates
Mm-hmm.
and Allah
Creates life.
creates.
Creates life.
How did He create life?
He created it from clay and breathed life
Okay,
into it.
so he made a shape. He made a
The same
clay.
way. The same way that
The
Allah. Let me finish,
clay.
bro. You asked me how. The same way that Allah made Adam is the same way that Jesus made that bird.
Again, now listen.
Okay.
It's not the same way, and I'll tell you why it's not the same way.
Okay.
Right?
Uh huh.
Because if you look at the two passages in the Quran speaking about these two different creations,
Mm-hmm.
when Allah created Adam,
Mm-hmm.
he said, be, and it was. Kun
Mm,
fayakun.
nah.
What do you mean, no?
Now your Quran says that Allah created him from the dust and the mud and the clay, and
So,
then
wait. You're gonna
he breathed his spirit into him, and then he became a living
So
soul.
in the Quran,
That's what the Quran says.
in the Quran, and I'm going to paraphrase because I'm only on one device. When it says Allah created Jesus in the same style as Adam, and when He said be and it was,
Well,
what does that say?
it doesn't say that he created Jesus the same way he created Adam. He said
You sure? I'll get you the one
he,
second. One
he's,
second. You're on
he
another
says
device, right?
he says, dude, I know your verse is better than you. He says that the likeness of Jesus is like that of Adam. He doesn't say that the way Jesus is created is the same way that Adam is created. He doesn't say that. He says the likeness of Jesus is like that of Adam. And
Surah
he said,
Al-Imran, ayah 59, 359. Go read it.
no, you read it. I just
I'm on one
quoted it. I
device.
just
I'm
quoted
on
it
one
for you. That's not dumb.
device.
I don't even
It's
have
not
to
the
have it in front of
likeness.
me.
It's not the likeness
Oh,
of
what does it
Adam.
say? What does it say?
Indeed, the example of Jesus
Oh, your
to
version uses this
Allah. Okay,
example, huh?
yeah. Indeed, the example.
Come on, dude. Are we really doing this?
Regardless of what the English text says, brother, the Arabic
Uh-huh.
says in method is an example.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
example,
It's
likeness,
not as
similarity.
no. Method. Wait, method doesn't mean likeness. Like, right? Not likeness. Two different words.
Yeah.
Like
All
the
in
example of. Come on, man. You know you're
Salam,
twisted. Now you're twisting it, bro.
Salam. I know that you want to get hung up on this. It's
I'm not trying
okay.
to get hung up on
All
this,
of them
but
have the
all
same meaning, whether it's likeness, whether it's similarity, whether it's
okay.
example. It's all the
Do they
same.
create? Do they create differently? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so they're not the same creator, correct?
I thought you said Adam and Jesus. You're talking about Allah and you're talking about Allah and Jesus?
Allah
Yeah,
and Jesus. Allah and Jesus.
yeah, Jesus created just like Allah did.
He can create every way Allah creates.
He could. We're
Show
just only
Jesus.
shown.
Show Jesus created
Salam.
from
Let me
nothing.
finish,
One second,
bro.
brother.
Salam.
One
Let
second.
me finish, please. Goodness. So what we see is that Jesus creates like how Allah creates. If we have other ways that Jesus can create, possibility, absolutely. To say
Okay.
that he can't is just an argument from silence. What we
I
do
will.
have is an explicit example of him creating exactly how Allah created Adam.
I'm gonna
So
hold you to that. You said
cool.
Jesus, alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, created exactly like how Allah created, right?
How he created Adam.
And this is found in where? In the Quran, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Show me how they're exactly the same.
Allah created Adam from clay, right?
Okay.
Jesus created the bird from clay, right?
Okay.
Allah breathed life into Adam, right?
Okay.
Jesus breathed life into the bird, right?
Okay.
So they created exactly the same.
There's similarities. Now, show where Allah got someone's permission to create Adam.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because wait up. Yeah, laughing doesn't make you right. You said that he
Oh
created
shoot.
exactly the same way.
Uh,
Show Allah getting anyone's permission to create.
Getting permission has nothing to do with the
No.
action being
Okay, so
done.
if Allah didn't
Oh
give
my
permission,
gosh.
would that creation have happened?
Well, here's what you have.
It's not a
What you
simple yes or no
Yeah,
question.
well, we don't know. Here's the point.
No, we really
So
don't know. Then what's the point of even
it's
saying Allah's
because
permission?
that's just let me explain how. Because that's just an argument from silence. What we do see though is that Jesus is the perfect servant, the perfect obedient servant, right? This is what the Quran says. And so what we see is that Jesus doesn't do anything outside of the permission of Allah. Like everything he does is in his will and permission. So even though Jesus has the ability to create, he won't create unless Allah gives him the permission to. That doesn't mean he doesn't have the ability to do it. So if to answer your question, if Allah never gave him permission to create, he probably would not have done it. That doesn't
He
mean he
would
couldn't.
without the permission, it would not have happened.
Okay, that doesn't mean that he couldn't though.
Yeah, we're not arguing if he couldn't or he could,
Yes, we
right?
are.
No. You're
Okay.
saying the main argument is that they are not exactly the same creator.
I'm not saying that they're the same creator. They're two different creators.
Allah does not wait for anyone's permission to create.
Okay. No
Whereas
worries.
Jesus does need Allah's creation permission to create.
Okay, so no
Second thing,
worries.
Allah created
You still
the
got two.
universe. Allah created the universe
So what?
from
You still
nothing.
got two.
From nothing. Allah,
So
what do you mean, still got two what?
you still got two creators of life, Salam.
That's fine. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's
Even if I
fine.
give you creators of life. No, no. Even if I give you creators of life, even if I give you that, right?
You just
By the
broke
permission of
Tawheed.
Allah.
It's over.
Yeah, no, no, no. But Allah is not a creator. Allah is the creator. The
No, he's not the
absolute creator.
creator.
Yes, yes,
He's
yes,
a
yes, yes,
creator.
yes, yes. El Khaliq. El is a definite article meaning the, not a. Go look it up. He's not a creator. He's the creator.
I have
I
a,
have mercy. I have
mm,
mercy. Allah is the most merciful. Does that mean we're
mm,
both the same when it comes to mercy? No, because He's the most merciful.
I
Allah is
got you.
Khaliq, the absolute creator. Jesus is not the creator. Jesus is a creator. There's a difference.
I understand. So you are agreeing that you do have multiple creators within Islam, yeah?
I create, you create.
No. We don't create.
You
We're
don't
not
create? You
creators.
don't create anything?
No, I'm not. Is Allah's the creator of life, right?
Okay, okay. Allah,
Please
Jesus,
answer.
wait, wait. Jesus created
Please
the
answer.
bird from clay. Who created the clay?
Can you please answer?
Go
Allah's the
ahead. What's
creator.
your,
Allah is the creator of life, right?
go ahead. Yes.
And by Allah's permission, Jesus is another creator of life, right?
Did he create that life from
Is
nothing?
that
I'm
correct? Is
asking you.
that
I'm
correct? That
asking you. Wait,
Jesus
wait, wait.
is
The
another creator of
clay,
life.
he turned the clay into a bird. The
Good. So there
clay.
is a
Did he
so
create the
Jesus is a
clay?
excuse me. So Jesus is another creator of life, correct?
He created a bird from clay, from
So he
something,
created.
something
So he
that's
created.
already created by
Salam.
Allah.
I
He's
appreciate
an
it.
agent of
Just
creation.
just like Allah used something that was already there, clay, to create Adam. Beautiful.
The
So
universe.
so
Wait, wait,
Allah
wait. In the
creates
universe,
Adam. Allah creates Adam. Salam. Jesus created the bird. So Jesus is also a creator of life by
I
Allah's
know
permission, right?
by Allah's permission. Allah is the one that permitted it. Allah let this
Okay,
miracle
no
happen.
worries. I
It's a
got you.
miracle, brother.
I
Come
got
on,
you.
man.
So to be clear, just answer this. Jesus is another creator of life by Allah's permission,
Another
correct?
creator, he breathed life into the bird
All
through
right,
Allah's
nice.
permission.
So how many creators of life do you have now?
If you're going based off of that, including the fact that was by Allah's permission right here in this example, you got two creators of life. Why not? Sure.
Thank you. Very
That's
good.
fine.
Very good. Now, thank
One,
you.
here's the
Now,
difference. Wait,
now,
wait.
wait,
Are they
I promise you,
equal?
I'm gonna
Are
hand
they
it over to you.
equal? Wait, wait,
Salam.
AB, are they
Salam.
equal? Are they
You know,
equal?
you know
AB.
what?
Yeah, but I don't like this.
Hold,
Like,
hold on, bro.
no.
Let me land the plane, and then we could go to the next phase. Okay. So, with you acknowledging that there are two creators of life, bye bye Tawheed, bye bye monotheism. You're a poly, unless you want to
Wait, wait, what
say
are you taught again? This
I'm
is
about to
by the
tell you
permission
how.
of Allah, brother.
I'm
This
about to
is
tell you how.
He is an agent of
So
creation through
it's
Allah,
either
brother.
this, Salam. Either Jesus and Allah share the same divine essence, and therefore you still have monotheism because Jesus is also God. He just submits to Allah's will. Or you're a polytheist because now you have two creators of life. Allah created another God or gave another God permission to create. So you have two creators of life now that are separate. They're not the same being. So you're a polytheist. So either be a Benitarian
Jesus,
or be a polytheist. Which one?
yeah, Jesus created life through the permission of Allah. The
Is he
same
Allah?
way. 1 second, man. You said to let you land your
You're right.
plane.
You're
Now
right.
let
You're
me
right. You're
talk.
right. You're right. You're right. My bad.
Jesus created life through the permission of Allah. Without Allah's permission, this life would have never been created. First and foremost. Second thing, Jesus is an agent of creation. He created from Allah's permission, created a bird from clay. This clay is already created. The same way Moses, quote unquote, created this snake from a stick, something that was already created, this stick turned into life. Snake. Moses did that through Allah's permission. These are miracles. The reason that Allah is called the creator, the absolute creator, you keep conflating the two. You keep conflating being a creator with being the creator. Allah is the creator. You can't say because someone's a creator of life, they're automatically God. No, that it does. Show me where you got that from.
Okay.
Allah is the creator, the absolute creator. Al Khaliq. Al Khaliq.
Yeah, he's the best of the creators, right?
No, 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 no. The absolute creator.
Yeah, is he the best of the creators?
Why not? Yeah, sure. The best
Yes.
of creators. Yeah, but the name itself, the attribute is the absolute creator.
Right. So this is what we have here, Salam. You have eliminated this idea of monotheism in Islam.
How? Explain.
What you're explaining, I'm letting you know. What you have now broken down to us is what is called henotheism. You're saying that Allah is the ultimate creator, is the ultimate God, while there are sub creators. There's lesser
I've
creators.
never,
Li-
I never
li-
said there's lesser
li-
gods.
well, I know you didn't say that.
Okay, I'm a
I'm saying that
creator.
this
You're a
is
creator.
Salam. Come on, brother.
You don't create content
I'm saying that this is the conclusion to what you're saying. I know you didn't
based
say
off of
this,
what?
but
Based off of what?
this is the reality of what you're saying.
Okay, show me.
Okay.
Bring me from what I said to this.
Only
Transitioning.
God
Show me how.
creating life is something that is only for God to do. Only God creates life. That is a title. That is a
Show me his
attribution.
title.
That is God alone. Right.
Show me his title.
Okay. Whatever you say. You keep saying that He's the
I would like to
creator.
see
That's what
it.
you mean by
I would
that.
like to see it. I would like to
Did
see
you
this
not just
title
say
that
that
you
He's
just brought
the
up.
creator? Did you not just say He's
The
the
creator, yeah,
creator?
yeah, the creator,
Okay, so if
but
there's another
no,
creator,
no,
then
no.
how
Show me
many?
what,
If there's
show me, no, no.
another
Show me what you
Salam, you
just
keep cutting
said.
me off now. I just let you talk. Because he's the creator, meaning he's the creator. There is no other,
Yes, the
right?
absolute creator.
Okay.
No, no, that's not what
So
it means.
if
That there's no
oh
other
so
creator. That's
so
not what it
it's so
means.
exactly. So since it's not what it means that he's the only creator, but he's just the ultimate one, he's just the best one, that is henotheism. So he's the creator with a capital C, while there's creators with a lowercase c around, like Jesus.
Okay,
So
Allah
Allah
is
is
all
the
knowing.
ultimate creator, ultimate God. He's the God with the big G, while Jesus in your religion is God with a little g. That's
Brother, no.
henotheism.
Come on, man. No, no, no. Allah is all knowing. You can take the smartest human on the planet and they have knowledge. They know things other people don't know. Does that mean they're like Allah?
Are they creators of life?
Oh my God. What is brother? You're not following. Show me this whole creator of life thing that you're getting. Show me this from the Quran and the
What do you
Hadith,
mean
creator
show
of
you this?
life. Show me this. No, no, because you're
We already
using it as your
conceded.
argument. Wait, no, no. You're using this as your argument that someone creating life is God,
hmm
right?
hmm
Show me this in the Quran and the Hadith.
Okay. For example, um, the Quran mentions when it's talking to the pagan Arabs, right? How they invoke others than Allah. They invoke these false gods, right? What is one of the challenges that he gives them to prove that they're gods? What's the challenge that he gives them? Are you
Brother,
familiar
brother,
with this?
brother, I want you to bring me. No, no,
I
no,
am. I'm
man,
bringing
don't
you.
do this. No,
I
no,
am
don't do
bringing
this.
it.
Just bring it.
I
Just
am.
bring it. This whole thing,
I
creator of
am. No, no,
life,
no, no,
bring
no.
it.
I gotta walk you through it, bro. I gotta walk you through it.
Just
Trust
make
me.
just
I'm
make your
giving you the
argument, bro.
verse.
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
make
give you
your
the
yeah, yeah.
verse.
Go ahead, make your argument.
Are you familiar with the challenge that he gives them?
Go ahead, bring it. Remind me. Why not?
Okay, so the challenge that he gives them is to create a fly.
Okay,
Why does Allah challenge these false gods to create even something as small as a fly
because
itself?
without his permission, it'd be impossible.
No, it doesn't say anything about his permission.
But I'm telling you, without if he permitted it, they would be able
No,
to
no, no,
create a
no.
fly. But without his permission, it's not possible.
Why does he challenge these false idols, these people, these gods that these people are invoking? Why does he challenge them to create a fly? Why?
Because without Allah's permission, there's no
No,
creation,
not
brother.
because without Allah's permission. It has nothing to do with that. What is Allah proving by challenging them to create a fly? What is he proving?
They do nothing. These idols can't do nothing for them.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if they can't create a fly, that means that they're actually not gods like they're saying they are, right?
No, it's because oh my gosh, you're really dude, you're grasping at straws right now, bro.
Am I, or
Bring
am I
me,
grasping
yeah,
at
you
Quran?
100%, no, 100%. Bring something that says creator of life. If, your whole argument is this that because Jesus created life, that makes him God. Bring this.
What I'm saying, what I'm demonstrating to you is that from the Quran standard, creating life is something only God does. It will prove that you're God.
No, 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 no. That's not what it's. Come on,
Okay,
man.
so please,
How
Salam.
are you gonna tell me that's? I'm telling you what it's
So
saying.
then you have to answer
Because
the question.
everything,
Please deal with the question then.
and I'm telling
Why?
you.
What is the point? What, like, for example, what if Allah challenges them to create a fly and one of them actually does it? What would that prove?
If what this is a dumb hypothetical, right? because obviously they're idols. They're not able to create at all. Let
Yes.
alone
So
create.
hypothetically, Salam,
Let alone
hypothetically,
create life. They can't even talk because they're idols, right? So this is
that's
just
you're proving my point. What?
yeah, yeah. This
So
is to
hypo.
show them,
Uh huh.
brother. This is to show them, right,
Show them what
that without Allah's permission, right, that they cannot
has nothing
create.
to do with his
They cannot
permission.
do nothing. How? Okay, can Jesus create without
Oh
Allah's
my gosh,
permission? Yes
Salam, you're
or
not answering
no?
the question.
No, no, but
Please,
you're running
please.
from this Allah's
No, no,
permission.
you're the
You
one
guys
who's
keep like
running. You're the one
you
who's
keep
running.
throwing it like it's not important. It's
Look,
a
look,
very
Salam, look.
important part of the
Let me say this to
passage.
maybe
And it's
satisfy you.
repeated. It's repeated time and
Let
time
me say that.
again.
Let me say this to satisfy you. I'll say it again because I already addressed this. Jesus is the perfect servant. So he only does things by the permission of Allah. He has the ability to do these things, but he doesn't act on these abilities unless Allah gives him permission. So him creating, if Allah didn't give him permission to do that, he would not have done it because he's the perfect servant. He's not going to go rogue and act on his own authority. Okay? So we got that out the way.
But no, but
All right?
no,
My question, my
it's
question
a
is
simple yes
this.
or no. If Allah,
Come
if oh,
on.
wait.
Oh
I'm
my
asking
gosh.
you, if
Salam,
Jesus,
please,
if
bro.
brother, just answer the question, Avery. If
Salam,
Jesus were to,
you're getting away from
brother,
this, bro.
it's a simple question.
No,
If
I
Jesus
asked you a simple question.
created, no, I answered your question.
No, no,
If
you didn't.
Jesus, what was your question?
You said that my hypothetical was dumb. You didn't answer it. So I'll ask again. If one of those gods, one of those idols, were to create a fly, what if one of them met the challenge? Hypothetically, what would that prove?
You know why it's a absurd question? You know why? Because it's the same, it's saying, right? It's a challenge giving, knowing that will not happen. It's like saying when pigs fly. You wouldn't sit here and be like, well, what would happen if the pigs float? Pigs, we know, do not fly. It's
If the
just to
pig,
show.
if the pig flew, then that would mean that it's been proven that pigs can fly, right?
But I mean, you're familiar with the saying when pigs fly, right?
Yes,
It means what? Why do people say when pigs fly? Do they have, because they know for a fact they're not going to do that.
because pigs don't fly,
Exactly.
and therefore whatever like
Whatever you're
situation they're saying is going to
saying
happen
will
is not
never
going to happen.
happen. Exactly.
Okay, so
Exactly.
why?
So he's
So
saying
what's the
this is
point?
never going to happen. So just let them create. We know they can't create. Let them create. Let them show you they can create. They
Yes.
can't.
Why though? Why is he challenging with them with that? Why?
To make a point to the pagans
Uh huh. What's the
that
point?
these idols are powerless. They
Exactly.
cannot do
So these.
anything.
So he's proving that these idols are not gods, right?
Only because they can't create, or maybe other reasons.
Boom! Because they can't create, but not just.
I'm
It's
asking you, is it only because they can't create?
according to this context, not creating is a proof that they're not God in
Oh
this
my God.
context. Okay.
No, brother, this is not trying to prove that they're not God, right?
Yes, it
Allah,
is. It's
brother,
literally talking about
no.
how they're gods and
This
how
is
Allah's proven it. Allah's arguing otherwise. This is his refutation. He's refuting that
this is
these
his
people that they're
reputation.
listen. He's refuting these people who are invoking other than Allah. They're
It's
praying to them. They're giving sacrifices to them. They're worshiping them. And so Allah is challenging. He's refuting them. These things that you're praying to, they're not really gods. As a matter of fact, if they are, then go ahead. Tell them create a fly. Create a fly. All of you get together. Create a fly. You won't be able to do it. It's a
okay, and
challenge to prove the point that they're not God.
knowing that they will not be able to accomplish it because
Exactly. That's the point.
they are literally carved idols. They can't. It's like
That's the
saying
point. That's the point, Salam.
you're not bringing this thing where I'm saying creator of life equals God, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, you're not, brother. You're skipping the point
Okay.
that it was created by Allah's permission,
All right.
first and
So
foremost,
I'll do it
right?
again.
And second thing, you're ignoring the whole passage where Allah and Isa alayhi salam were talking to each. Where he was asking him if he asked them to take him as a god. He said, "No. Why would I do that?"
Okay. So Salam.
So you're ignoring
It's
other parts of the
well,
Quran. You have to look at it holistically.
no, Salam. I'm not saying that your Quran is consistent. I'm not saying that at
So
all.
now you're gonna say, "Oh,
So
that's contradiction."
of course, you know.
See
But
that's such a ridiculous. So
we can look at these things, but hold on.
what
Let's before we move on,
whatever
let's
you're
make sure we solidify
inferring.
this,
No,
Salam.
no, whatever you're inferring from this
Salam.
passage.
Salam. Come on. Answer the question, please. If one of them were to create a fly, what would that prove in context in relation to Allah's challenge to them? What would it prove?
But the example is an absurdity. That's
I don't
like me
care if you're
asking,
saying
what
that
would
my
it
example is
prove if
absurd.
pigs
Answer the
fly?
question.
We know pigs don't fly.
Dude, answer the question, please.
Oh my gosh.
If they were to create a fly at Allah's challenge and they did it, what would that have proven?
That they can create,
But what would that have proven?
that they have some type of power, some type of divine power.
Boom. Which
Okay,
would mean
what does
that they
that?
are
But this,
which
but what I'm
and
telling you, it's
what
an
what would
absurdity because
what would
it cannot
I got you.
happen.
What would that mean if they had some divine power? Would that mean that they are actually correct in invoking these other
Yeah, but
characters?
this, but what you're doing is you're taking a hypothetical, an impossible hypothetical, right? You're taking an impossible, it's called like a impossible condition or something like that. You're taking an
Mhm.
impossible hypothetical and you're trying to use that as justification for setting a standard. It's not here to set a standard.
It is there to
Throughout
stand. It
no,
is there
no,
to set a
throughout
standard.
when it comes
Mhm.
to creator,
Mhm.
Allah already described what the attributes of God are. We
Yeah,
have the
creating,
attributes of God located throughout being the ultimate Sadiq. We have the attributes of God throughout the Quran. So
creating
you
one
cannot
of them.
take this hypothetical. You cannot take this hypothetical and try to use that as a criteria.
Yes, I can because only Allah creates. He's the only one. And so
What do
when
you mean
when
only
when
Allah creates?
the,
You never
the
created
reason
anything?
why Salam, I just let you speak, man. The reason why I can use this as a standard is because Allah uses it as a standard. He uses it as his standard of refutation. He's refuting these pagan idols of being gods by challenging them to create something as even small as a
Yeah,
fly,
yeah, yeah.
and
But
says that
man,
they won't even if they got together, they won't be able to do it. So
yeah,
Allah is using the fact that they can't create life as small as a fly to refute this idea that they are gods.
yeah. But
So
you're
therefore, Jesus creating even something more complex than a fly, creating a bird, proves that he actually is God or a
but
God. Depends on how you want to go with this in
it's
Islam.
a miracle by the permission and will of Allah.
By the
Logically, you
permission
are,
of Allah. Yeah,
yeah,
so by the permission of Allah,
of
Jesus is
Allah,
God.
yes. No, man, what do you mean? What are you talking about, man? What are you, dude? Look, the thing is, man, it's either one of two things. Either you're being disingenuous or you're not that. But I
Disingenuous.
think you're very intelligent. You're just being disingenuous, right?
Come on,
So,
man.
so you are ignoring the fact it's repeated time and time again in the passage by Allah's permission. You cannot ignore this. No matter what you do, you cannot ignore this part. Allah does not need permission. Means He's a better creator. He
That
is
see, boom,
the
I got you.
creator.
You know what? I'll give it to you again. I gave it to you earlier. I'll give it to you again. Let me grant you that Allah is the best of creators, just like the Quran says. That still acknowledges that there are others. And
That's
so
fine. Other people
therefore,
have knowledge. Other
hold
people are
on.
merciful. Other people are
Therefore,
loving.
by monotheism.
No, man,
Allah
doesn't
is the
follow.
Allah. Hold on,
Doesn't
Salam. Let me
follow, man. We
Salam,
all
let me
have
finish.
knowledge, right? We
Salam, let
all have
me finish,
knowledge.
bro. Let me finish. Let me finish, please. Okay, look. Allah is the big C. He the big C. You feel me? He the big C. Jesus, he the little C. He the little C in Islam. You still got two C's. One of them is bigger than the other.
And without
One,
Allah,
one,
Jesus would
one.
not be a C
Allah,
at all.
Allah's
What are you
Allah's the
talking about?
best of creators.
Yeah.
Jesus is a creator
Look
alongside
at, look
Allah.
at,
He's just
no,
not as good as
no, no,
Allah
no,
is.
no, no, man, man, man. Listen,
You're a polytheist, bro.
without Allah, Jesus cannot create. We have knowledge. Allah is all knowledge. Does that mean we're lesser knowledgeable, lesser gods because we have knowledge like Allah?
If
We are
Jesus,
mercy. Wait, 1 second. We have mercy.
okay.
I'm sure Jesus was merciful. Sure, everybody else has mercy in the world. Does that mean we're like Allah since Allah is the most merciful? No, man. We have compassion. He's the most compassionate. What are you talking about right now, man? Your argument does not follow. It
I
doesn't have
got
any
you.
legs.
I got you. If there were if there was another being that was also all knowing, would they also be a god?
Oh man. I'm
Hmm.
just gonna let myself out of this conversation, bro.
I
You're
know
just
you
being
are.
disingenuous,
I
man.
know you
You're
are.
just being disingenuous, bro. It's a waste of time. It's a headache.
I know you are. I know you are. Thanks for it though. I appreciate that, Salam.
Hey,
Let me tell you guys why that was a problem for him. Because he's trying to run away now from the attribute of creating life. Okay, he names these other attributes But notice, these are attributes that belong to God alone. He says God is all knowing. If we know, because we know things, are we also God? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about attributes that belong to God alone. Not just knowing things, but being all knowing. Not just creating things, creating life. Creating life makes you, it demonstrates that you're God. So if somebody else is all knowing, they're also a God alongside Allah. If someone else creates life, they're also a God alongside Allah. Either way you go, bye bye, Tawheed.
Hey man, I'm sitting here like a sponge, man. You have no idea. You have no idea.
Awesome. Glory to God.
Yo, Logic, I can refute this really quick. All right, so Logic, let me ask you a question. Can God be given the authority to create with permission?
Yeah, if he's a second person of the Trinity.
So
Or
God,
if he's
okay.
a second person of the divine nature, of course.
Yeah, but in this term, in this logic, if we look more deeper into it, there is a person that's given authority and given permission by the ultimate creator to create. He's given permission to create under the authority of God. If, like, for example, let me give you an example. If I was given authority or if I was given permission to create by the will of God, because we know God is the ultimate, he could do whatever he can do. But if I was given authority to create, would that make me God?
All right, ask that last question. Ask that last question again.
Muter, you muter. Hey man, last chance, bro.
He probably got a phone call. Hold on. Let's give him some grace. There you
Yeah,
go.
what did you say?
Can you repeat that last question?
The last question I gave you?
Yes.
All right, so what I said mainly, my question to you was, hold up, I got a phone call, so kind of took me off topic. But the question I gave to you was that in this topic there is one ultimate creator. But my question to you is, if I was given authority or permission by God to, create, would that make me God?
To create life?
Yeah, under permission of God.
Yeah, you're now a God alongside Allah.
So God can be given the authority to create.
Well,
God isn't the
so-
God. Let me finish. God
Oh,
isn't the ultimate or the pure creator. God can be given the divine essence, divine authority, divine ability of God. Answer the question.
well, I thought I did, but so
No, you
this
didn't.
okay. So I answered your first question. Now you asked me a second one. So I guess it sounded like it actually sounded like the first question, but what's happening here is that you are given. We're talking about giving permission, not ability, but permission. Given permission to create life. Did I cut out? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you cut out.
I can't. Oh,
I
hold
could
on.
hear you, but you cut out.
Yeah, I think he was saying regarding two persons.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. My phone got connected to the Bluetooth, so I didn't hear anything. But what I was saying is that if you're a creature who's not God, if Allah gives you the ability to create life, you have now become a God alongside Him. He's now associated a partner alongside Him.
That's
Would you
false.
agree?
Nope.
So if He gives you the ability to create life, you are not associated with Allah now.
All right, Logic. Let me touch upon this, and I'll make it really simple to understand. All right.
If you can answer that, and
Yeah. I'll answer after I give you the thing I wanted to say. So listen, we believe that all prophets done miracles through the will of God, but that doesn't make them God because they're doing this through the will of God. Like for example, God could be God. Like let's use this example. Like for example, they're
You're not
only
answering the
having
question.
let me talk. They're only having the ability to create because of God. God doesn't rely on God. God is
Okay,
the
so
ultimate
if
and the pure one,
I
the pure
understand,
creator.
I understand. If
Clearly
Allah
doesn't look
gives
like it.
somebody else the ability to create, has he now associated someone else with him in creation?
Well, no, because
Hmm?
there's a pure creator that doesn't need the permission to create.
No. Okay.
Yes, there's a permit. There's
Is
one that
Allah
doesn't need
is
permission.
Allah
There's one
the
that
only
needs
creator?
permission.
Wait, is Allah the only creator?
The pure creator that doesn't need
No,
permission. Yeah,
no. Is he the only creator, bro?
yeah, that
It's
doesn't need
simple.
permission.
Okay, he's the only creator.
That doesn't need permission.
If he gives somebody else ability to create as well, is he now the only creator, or are there now multiple creators?
How many? Okay, answer this. How many creators are there
I
that don't
need
need
you
permission?
Peter. I need you to
You need
answer
to.
the
Okay, I'll
question.
answer it, but
Thank you.
you gotta deal
No,
with the topic.
permission has nothing to do with this.
It does.
It's
God
it's
doesn't
the
need.
action of creating.
God is pure. He doesn't need permission to create. It's
All
pretty
right,
simple to
cool.
comprehend.
That's cute. Awesome. We got that out the way now. So
Yeah, clearly
Allah is
not.
the one who doesn't need permission to create. Fine.
Yeah,
He
because
gives
it's the
somebody
pure
else
God. He's
the
the
he
pure
gives
creator.
somebody else the ability and permission to create. Is he still the only creator, or is now another creator?
Yeah, to answer that, there's only one creator that doesn't need the permission to create. There's one that needs the permission. Like, for example, God
Okay,
could
no
give other
worries.
people
So there's
permissions to
one.
create.
I
Doesn't
got
make
you,
them
Peter.
God. Like,
So
we all
there's one
create.
creator. There's
We
one
all create
creator that
cars.
doesn't
We
require
create
permission.
remotes. We create
Peter,
computers.
please follow along. Please
But do we
follow
have the
along.
ability to create? We
Please
aren't
follow
God
along.
because there's one pure.
So you have one creator who doesn't need permission, and you have another creator who needs permission. How
No,
many creators is that?
no, Jesus is not a pure creator. He was
I
given
didn't ask.
permission like every other prophet,
I'll
bro.
do it again. I'll do it again. You have one creator who does not need permission. Then you have another creator who needs permission. How many creators is that?
There's one pure that doesn't need permission. If we go off the
How
same
many
logic,
creators is
Christianity
that,
has
Peter?
50 gods.
Peter.
If we use the
How
same
many
logic, Christianity has 50
creators is
gods.
that?
Two. There. Let me answer. There's one.
You said it.
Yeah. There's. Let me. You got to deal with you got to deal with my point.
Say it again.
Let me talk. There's two, but there's one. Let me talk. There's
Boom.
one that doesn't need the permission. There's
Okay.
one that's pure.
No
Like, for
worries.
example, we
No
create,
worries.
correct?
No
Answer this. Do we
worries.
create?
No worries. No.
Do we create?
No. We're not creators. We're not creators.
So we don't
Okay?
create remotes.
We're not
We don't create
creators.
PCs.
No,
we don't
we
create
are not
computers.
creators.
We don't create
We're not creators. Okay. So
Yeah,
now,
we're
so thank you. So you have two creators in Islam.
no. There's
One
one.
who
Oh my
doesn't
God,
need
bro.
permission.
He's putting his straw man
Let me
right now.
finish. No, you
Shaman.
yourself
You just said
conceded
it,
to
bro.
this.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So you have
If you
two
didn't listen to my,
creators in
did you
Islam.
just
Peter, I'm gonna have
close
to
your
mute
ears?
you if you don't let me speak now. Come on, dude, relax. So, by your own admission, you said that you have two creators now within Islam. One creator
And what I say after
doesn't
that?
need permission. The other creator needs permission. Put two and two together, that's two creators total. So now you have Allah associating with himself a creator who needs his permission, right?
Wait, say that again. I was off
So
topic.
Allah associates another creator with himself who needs permission, right?
Allah doesn't need permission, so it
Are you
negates
okay?
the topic.
I'll say it again. Allah associates another creator with
Through his will, yeah.
himself
Through his
who
will.
needs his permission,
Through his
right?
will, sure. But being a creator doesn't make you
So
God with
bye
permission.
Tawheed. You just associated a partner with Allah.
All right,
Bye
now
Tawheed.
logic. Answer this now. Answer this, and don't run away from my question.
Yo, you don't
Can
run
God
away.
answer this? Can God be given permission to create?
God can be given permission to create.
So
If
God
he's
can be given
multi-personal.
ability.
If
So
no,
God can be
see,
given an
why'd
ability.
you
He's
switch
not
it?
the
Why
pure. He doesn't
did you
have the
change it?
ability to begin with.
Hold on, Peter. Why did you change it?
No, answer. No, that's how change it. That's the topic.
You did. You
There's
changed
one
it
that's
from.
pure that has. You keep cutting me off, brother.
I have to mute you now. You literally just changed it from permission to ability. You just changed it. So
No,
fix
not at
your
all.
question. Are you asking about permission or are you asking about ability?
You said fix the question, so could I please address
Yeah,
the
go
question?
ahead, ask it. Are you
All right.
are you asking me about permission
All right,
or
now
are
let me
you
address my
asking me about ability?
All right. So, my question to you is we all know there's one pure creator. one God
No, you
that
don't. You have two.
let me talk. And you have 50 if we're using this logic. Now let me
Oh,
talk.
that would be
And
cute.
let me talk. Yeah, because Moses created. I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh,
I'll
did
talk
he?
about it after.
Show
Let
me
me
that in the
talk.
Quran.
Let me talk. I'll do it after. Let me talk.
Okay.
We're not gonna run away from this.
So Moses is
Now
another
there.
creator of life, guys, not just Jesus. Awesome.
See, he doesn't want to let me talk because he knows I'm
I
refuting.
am letting you
Now let
talk,
me
bro. You just
talk.
keep saying
So
stuff.
So okay, let me talk. So there's one creator,
Mhm.
right? That does not, you're not getting it. There's one creator that's the pure God, the one that doesn't need permission or authority to create. But the thing is that one pure God is the almighty and the most powerful. He could give anybody the permission to create under his will. You're not getting it. Now, my question to you is, can God be God when given the authority to create?
Yes.
Okay, so
Are you done?
a God could be given an ability
Oh,
of a
see,
divine.
notice what you just did there. You just did it again.
No, I'm saying can God be given
You
ability to
just no,
create?
no. That's
That's what the
hold on,
topic's
Peter.
about.
Peter, I let you talk just now. So now let me show you what you
You're
just
gonna
did.
strawman me, but go ahead.
Well, okay, we'll see. So you just asked me, can God be given the permission to create? I said yes, he can be given the permission to
Yeah,
create if he's multi-personal, right? So
yeah, my
one
logic. I don't
person
want
of
to
the
cut you
divine.
off.
Let me finish, Peter. One person of the divine nature can receive permission from the other person of the divine nature to do a certain action. Okay. Now, when I said yes, you then changed what you said from permission to ability. So when I said yes to permission, you said, oh, so you're saying that God can be given ability to
Yeah,
create? So do you see this? So now
yeah,
I'm gonna ask you this.
no.
Is there
Let me address that,
Peter,
and then you can ask me. Let
hold
me
on,
address that.
excuse
You
me.
ran away again, bro.
Is there a difference between permission and ability, yes or no?
Is there a difference between permission and ability?
Mm-hmm.
See how you're just like you take stuff out of context, but I'll answer for you.
I'm sorry that I'm using your own words. Excuse
Yeah,
me. Sorry.
yeah. I was gonna say something, but you cut me off. But yes,
Thank you. So there's a difference between permission and ability. And
yeah.
so what
No,
we see here,
could I please
let me
just two
let me
seconds? Let me
land it.
address this, bro.
I'll let you touch on it.
You're not, but okay.
So what we see here is that Jesus is given permission by Allah to create, not the ability. In order to get permission to do something, I mean, well, to act out what you've been given permission to do, you have to have the ability to do it in the first place.
Yeah, bro.
So what we're seeing is that Jesus has the ability to create. He just doesn't create until he gets permission from Allah, which then still has, in your religion, two creators of life, two different gods. You
Yeah,
have one
logic. You said you'll let
ultimate
me
and
talk.
you have one lesser. You have an
All right,
ultimate God that you deem worthy of worship, and then you have a lesser God, Jesus, who's not worthy of
wrong.
worship in your eyes.
All right, you're gonna let me talk now.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so let me just dumb it down or for the chat so they can understand. Now, in this topic, he's claiming that since Jesus was given permission by the ultimate God to create, that makes him God. Now I'm gonna refute this point again. Now
Go ahead.
listen to me, logic. Just listen one by one, please.
Mhm.
God, listen. The ultimate God creates his creation. He creates eternal, like it's eternal. He's created before the world was even ever, like he's eternal, if you get what I'm trying to say. His creation, his divine power is eternal. Jesus was given the power by God. I believe that God is, or the
Hold up. Where does it
Islamic
say that?
philosophy. Look, you're cutting
Stop.
me off.
Where does it say that?
Let me finish.
No, where does it say that he's given the power?
He was
You've
given
already
okay. He's
you've
given
like,
is okay. Let me answer this. If you're given permission to create, does that mean you're given the power to create?
no, it doesn't.
How? How?
I'll tell you how, Peter, because
Go ahead.
you just mentioned it again. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. If I give you, let's say you don't know how to drive, right? It's just hypothetically,
Yeah.
you don't know how to drive.
Or I can't drive you.
Yeah, you can't drive. Let's say I give you permission to drive my car, though. Did I give you the power to drive my car?
Power to drive. What do you mean power to drive your car?
Ability. Did I give you the ability to drive if I've given you permission to drive my car when you don't know how to drive?
Yeah, but that's a non sequitur. It doesn't match with what I mentioned.
It's exactly what we're mentioning.
No, it doesn't because
all right, so I'll ask you again. You don't know how to drive, but I give you permission to drive my car. Did I give you the ability to drive now?
sure, but this doesn't go
Really?
with God's powers.
Wait,
It's
hold on a
different.
second.
God's powers. Listen, logic. Listen to
Wait,
this.
Peter, you just
God's
said
powers.
sure. I don't think
No,
you know
no.
what you're saying,
Yeah,
church.
yeah, because it's true. But listen,
So
God's
wait,
powers,
you're
God's
saying that
powers,
me
you
giving
need.
you permission to drive my car has now magically given you the ability to drive my car when you don't know how to drive?
Yeah, but logic, anybody could drive. Nobody could get God's powers. That's the
But
difference. Anybody could drive.
I'm
Anybody could learn
lost.
to drive. You can't
Peter,
learn to get
Peter,
God's powers
you're
without
not
the
following.
ability to be given it.
Peter, you're not following. Follow the conversation track, please.
Yeah, but isn't it, it's a non sequitur.
You don't know how to drive in this scenario. Do you know what it means to not know how to drive?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't drive, but if I learn, I can drive.
Okay, so in this scenario, you have not learned to drive yet. Okay?
Sure.
All right. However, I now give you permission to drive my car. I throw the keys to you, even though you don't know how to drive. I
Yeah,
said,
but
hey,
I
man,
wouldn't.
you have permission to drive my car.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have
Do
drove
you
in the
now
first
have
place
you
if it
now
wasn't for you.
magically happened to now gain the ability to drive simply because I gave you permission to drive my car?
Yeah, under your will, I would have never done it without you in the first place.
Get out of
There's the
here.
answer.
You're too dishonest. Get out of here. What an idiot.
Whew. Yeah. Yeah. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can keep going.
All right. Hello.